Hey everybody, welcome. Today we've got some special guests. We're going to be actually, you guys are going to be meeting Monica and Diane, and we're going to find out how the two of them with autoimmunity ended their pain. Welcome everybody, here we are. If you guys are watching right now from whether it's Instagram or on Facebook or YouTube, if you could tell me where you're watching from in the comment section, that'd be great. Also, if you can let me know let me know how the sound is working for you, that'll be great. We've got some guests here. We have two graduates from our program, relatively recent graduates. I'm going to have Monica introduce herself first. Tell us a little bit about your background and and we're focusing today on pain. So I would love to hear and have the audience know what your pain journey was. Why did it become so bad?
Okay, my name is Manika Diane, and I was given a diagnosis of hypothyroidism, and later on found that it was Hashimoto's. On actually pursuing further most of my physicians, and the joint pains were too intense that it actually completely destroyed my mobility. I was at a point where I actually could not get up. I could not get up from the chair without holding on to something. I couldn't walk from one room to the other in my own house. Year 2020 was a complete downward turn for my health. So no energy, complete fatigue, wasn't eating anything, but the weight was just piling on, and the joint pain was just beyond 10. It
So,
was just too much.
Monica, a lot of people think that a diagnosis like Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease of your thyroid, would be even linked with pain, or they wouldn't link the pain with their autoimmunity. Can you explain a little bit where this pain was coming from?
Most of my physicians would tell me that this is actually just weight related. Your body is not able to handle the weight, and so lose weight and your pain should go away. Or take the steroid injection in your knees, it would be perfectly fine. But that wasn't the solution. And the more that they kept telling me to go on diets, the more severe my diets were getting, and I was just living on yogurt and vegetables. You can't survive on that for the rest of your life.
So I think a
And
really big point here is that the pain was being blamed on your weight, but it actually was a separate issue that is linked with your autoimmunity.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And nobody linked it up together. They kept saying that it's hypothyroidism. Yes, the weight may come on, but and the fact that they weren't treating that Hashimoto's with the right kind that they needed to address it too.
Okay. So Diane, can you introduce yourself and tell us what was going on for you before you joined the program?
Um, so I'm Diane Bedker. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis 12 years ago. And when I was seeing a chiropractor and when I got my diagnosis, because for 6 months they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They kept telling me it was a virus. And it was at a point I was crawling on my hands and knees, and they just couldn't figure it out. And when I was seeing the chiropractor, he told me I need to get tested again, and explained how sometimes the test will come back negative when the RA is not active, and that it needs to be active. So anyways, I got retested, and I was told I had the most aggressive rheumatoid arthritis there was. I would be crippled in 2.5 years if I didn't get treatment. I continued down the natural path, and I had my good days, but I was always in pain. It was better than crawling, though. I was able to walk again. But when I came to the point to the program, was because everything that seemed to get better after my emergency hysterectomy, everything came back really super bad. Like I couldn't pick up a pen and write it.
Yeah.
Right with it. I couldn't use my hands. I couldn't open up jars again. And I really got scared that I was going to be the way I was 12 years ago. And I told my husband that I wanted to do this program, or it was my the last thing that I was going to try. before going back to see a rheumatologist. And I didn't want to see a rheumatologist because I've had 4 family members that I've seen go through the medication and how one thing after another happens. And I didn't want that. So I joined the program.
Okay. For those of you that are watching in the audience right now, I'm Maggie UMD. I'm a functional medicine physician and the owner of Transform. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, make sure you join our Facebook group, Transform Autoimmune Disease Naturally. We literally have hundreds of videos and trainings in there. And those of you, I have a Easter egg right now. For those of you that are interested, who are watching this live, who are interested in receiving a copy of my pain protocol, I would like you to type in the comment section "end pain." If you can type in that in the comment section, watch your messages. We'll get my pain protocol to you if you're interested in that. Now, everybody wants to know, I'm going to ask you just a number question. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest level of pain you were in, where were you just a couple months ago before you did the program? Diane, what number?
I would say I was at a 10. I felt like my life was sucked out of me.
And Monica?
I think I had crossed 10 and beyond.
Okay.
Okay.
So my question, you guys are fairly new out of the program. Our program is a 2-month online program, and I tell people it's a launch pad to turn around their autoimmune over the course of the next year. So this is fairly early. Where is your pain level now? Diane, what number would you say it is at?
I don't even have pain right now. I went running with my daughter and my dog today. I mean, I videotaped it. I didn't post it yet, but I videotaped it.
Posted. I always say that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be kind to my body and take it slow because it just feels too good to be true.
Okay. Monica, what number is your pain right now?
Well, I think in the morning it probably is a 1 right when I get off from the bed. But other than that, through the day, I think I'm really good to go now. I think it's remarkable the way in just now 3.5 months.
Yeah,
it is absolutely remarkable.
So Diane, I mean, with your RA, you had nodules and neuromas. Can you tell us a little bit about those? I know, don't show off yet.
I have 1 left.
All right, but where were you with the nodules and neuromas before you started the program?
I had about 5 or 6 in my hands.
And what was your grip like? What kind of impact did that have?
I wasn't able to bend I wasn't able to bend them. Where am I? I wasn't able to bend them. Like there was always fingers sticking out. Like little kids, when they would hold my hand, they would always push my fingers in. And I'd be like, don't do that. Seriously, like my niece and my daughter used to do it. They just push my fingers in. And no, there's no fingers sticking out, people. Like, I am just so excited.
Okay, so wait a minute. Did you've been, talking about conventional medicine, though anybody suffering with RA in our audience, I'd love to hear from you. Once your fingers are everywhere, you have nodules and stuff, have any of you been told that could even be reversed or that could change, especially naturally without any medications? Because Diane, your results with your hand, with your grip, and we'll talk about what happened to those nodules, it's completely in the conventional world miraculous. Like your rheumatologist would probably have never seen these nodules disappear, or your regular doctors. So my question, my question for you is, what happened to those nodules in your hands? And you can show people and describe where they were and show your hands right now.
This is my right hand. And I had 1 in this finger developing, this finger here, my pointer finger. I couldn't even bend this all the way. This one too, I couldn't bend it all the way. And my pinky was kind of part of the way, but, and they were in the middle of my hand. And then on this hand, I have 1 left. I don't know if you can see it right there.
That one.
And then there was one
even a couple of weeks ago, girl.
I know.
Down.
I know. And then there was 1 in here. I'm telling you, before your program, when the 1 in here developed, and then they started just developing, I almost was crying. I was like, and so some of the people that are watching that were going to join in were from my dance team that know what I've been through and how I cried to them about that. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought it was all going to come back and it's gone. Like they used to go to like a pea size, but they were still there and they're gone. Like I'm telling you, there's not even a bump there. Like, see, like I'm telling you, I'm like, I feel like I'm doing magic or something.
Okay. One thing I love about you, Diane, is you are always full of joy, and like you find joy in everything. And I love your post in the Facebook group just the other day. You were posting the dance costumes that you made, sewed with your hands.
Yeah, that was remarkable.
They used to be always swollen afterwards, and it would take me like 3 days to recoup, and it didn't. Like I was like, I keep talking to my husband and my daughter about it, and like today I'm sitting there, I'm like, babe, do you realize? Like there's nothing, like it's gone, like no inflammation, it's gone.
Well,
Like,
okay. So your pain is gone, 10 to 0. Monica, you went from 10 to a 1. Everybody wants to know what's the secret sauce. And I want to actually have you guys spill the beans. People say they want deets, they want details. Can you think of one or two of the most impactful things in the program that caused this to happen? Something that is miraculous in the conventional medicine world. Monica, I'm going to ask you first.
Well, I think the data which we got from the program was the key, mostly, because it was specifically what our blood work was showing and what that blood work needed to be followed up with, as in what kind of exact particular things that you needed to either drop from your food or what you needed to add as an additional to make you reach to a functional level.
So you're talking about food mapping, correct?
Yes,
you're talking about the data from food mapping. And so this is something where it's very unique to our program. We are the opposite of yet another elimination diet. We actually use data, correct data, to actually identify which foods is triggering the autoimmunity in you personally. So it's an extremely personalized process of food mapping in our program. And so you're saying that that particular data was extremely helpful.
Extremely helpful, yes.
Well, I mean, did you end up having to remove a ton more stuff, or were you able to add a whole bunch more in? What happened with that? Give some details.
I started eating everything that I could. All this time, I had eliminated everything under the sun other than yogurt and boiled vegetables. That was it. I was sustaining on it, and then gluten-free things. I was trying to eat a little bit if I could. But that was it. I little to my knowledge what exactly in that gluten-free was actually the trigger point as well.
So I have a question. There's a lot of alumni watching right now and a lot of people in the live audience. If you're an alumni and you've actually gone through the food mapping process, can you write in the comment section how powerful or impactful food mapping has been for you? And for me, if you guys are interested in finding out what is food mapping, we actually have videos in our Facebook group specifically talking about the food mapping process. So if you want more information on that, write in the comment section food mapping and check your messages on food mapping. But specifically, this is data driven. So that to you made changing your foods, and your pain was always blamed on your weight.
Yes.
My question for you is, how quickly after changing your foods based on the data did your pain go away?
As of today, from the start, I started this in September 9th, and after the data, which was probably middle of October that I got all of it, my weight has gone down 30 pounds.
So you've lost weight.
I've lost weight and I'm eating. I'm eating my proper every 3 or 4 hours. I'm eating proper balanced meals with everything under the sun, except the things that I can't eat. But so I'm eating food for the first time in 20 years, I think, without any hesitation. And that food is actually it's really nurturing my health.
Well,
I just don't know.
that wasn't even the intended consequence. You were not trying to get food mapping to like lose a ton of weight. And
No.
over the last 5-6 months, you've lost 30 pounds. But I'm curious, did it take the 30-pound weight loss to actually get your pain from a 10 to a 1? How quickly, once you were in the program, even before weight loss, did you notice a huge improvement in your pain?
I think within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks of the
So that's not
program.
weight loss that caused you to improve in pain. So
It
within
wasn't.
the first 3 weeks of the program, our program is a 2-month online program working with me. And within the first 3 weeks, what do you think was the linchpin that caused you to have such a change in your pain level? Because that's not weight. What was
That's
it?
not it. No, I think it was the true training that you provided. What and how you should be actually implementing your food habits, how you should be actually having water as your
Water,
sustenance.
huge.
Those were two
Hydration,
critical things.
hydration.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, as you started layering on the data and then providing additional things about food, and that education part of it was very critical, I feel,
Okay.
as well.
Diane, I'm going to pick your brain. How long into the program did you notice the change in your nodules and in your pain?
I was later, I'd say about 6 weeks in.
Oh my gosh, that's so long.
It felt like it. It felt like it.
Goodness. Oh my gosh, it was so long, 6 weeks.
Oh, oh my gosh. I was so happy, like with like just my pod seeing what I had to go through. The same thing as Monica was saying, it's like it's the data, like the data like sets you free from the endless mind battle of wondering, is it my hormones? Is it my thyroid? Is it my sugar level? Is it, what is it? It's everything. It's like one thing links to another, links to another. That's why I love the data. But
Well,
same as Monica, mine was the
like Monica's favorite data was the food mapping. Which part of data do you think was most
same
impactful?
thing. The same thing, the food mapping, because I have tried, like people said, you know, they tell you, oh, no nightshades with rheumatoid arthritis. I did that. I went meat free. I went dairy free. I went over these 12 years. It wasn't just like, oh, 1 month I'm going free on something. No, I stuck to these diets for like 2 years each. And when something didn't work, I was like, I'm going to have a bowl of ice cream. I'm in pain anyways. I've worked so hard. None of this worked.
The all of nothing
that's why
eliminate a shit ton of everything. It didn't work. So then eat everything. Back and forth.
No, I would only do it for a day. And then I knew I had to get back on track. It was just emotional eating. But, you know, I know like so many people come in and they're looking for that distinct answer. And there isn't one. Their answer is their data, their own personal data.
So for you, food data made a huge difference.
Yeah, well, the food mapping too, yeah.
So my question for you on food mapping is that people want nitty gritty. What did you have to remove a shit ton, or were you able to add back a ton? What happened as a result of food mapping for you personally?
For me personally, I did have to remove a lot because a lot of the healthy foods that beans and green beans and chickpeas,
the problem,
almonds, you know, the ones that people tell you are so healthy for you, I was eating them and I thought it was something else causing my pain. Never would have thought it was healthy foods, not at all. And so that blew me away. But when I took those out, oh my gosh, my brain fog cleared up. Like I had so much pressure in my head. I couldn't think right. I couldn't think. I had to write everything down. My head felt like I was underwater. But the minute I eliminated those foods, that was the fastest thing that I noticed is I had my brain back. And that's exciting. That's exciting.
Thrilling. That's thrilling.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask anybody in the audience who has brain fog. If you have brain fog, can you write brain fog in the comment section? Because, I mean, the thing is that being in chronic pain is like a soul-crushing, mood-crushing thing. And then on top of it, to me, when there's chronic pain, and you guys know I've suffered with chronic pain myself, And that in itself, just having pain all the time, to me, cause a ton of brain fog because you can't even focus your brain even just with that level of pain, right? So it's a quick aside. Both of you are talking about food mapping as being the biggest data point. How important and impactful was having your data for hormones for you, for hormone testing that we provide in the program? How important was that?
Very critical, I think. It was very critical. It was that, as well as the other data points for the blood work that we did, were very critical. Where your key levels of everything were important. Hormones, definitely. The whole thing was very integrated together. There was nothing in isolation that we could have done which would have made that much of an impact.
You know, my point of bringing this up is that I think a lot of people don't understand there's a huge connection with hormone imbalance and pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm interested in, you know, and we could spill the beans a little bit here, which is, what was your hormone pattern? Because I'm curious what each of your hormone pattern was. And I talk about this in our program. There's like literally tons of patterns and they can affect pain in different ways. I'm just curious, refresh my memory. What was your pattern, Monica, if you want to share, Diane, if you want to share, if you don't, it's okay.
Well, the numbers actually show that I was estrogen dominant, but I was putting fuel onto my whole system because I was recommended by a physician.
And what about you, Diane? What was your pattern?
I was estrogen dominant.
That is a huge connection, is that when you have an imbalance of hormones, specifically one of the patterns I train you guys on, and one of the common patterns that we find in pain and in autoimmunity is estrogen dominance in females. It's a big contributor to pain. So this is why there were immediate results, I know, from food mapping, just the removal of the foods. But you know what I say about hormones. And once you balance your hormones, and the hormone balancing process will take you 3, 6, 12 months to happen. What has happened with your pain over the past several months since the program?
It's decreasing. It's decreased to a point where just for the morning, you just feel a little bit of stiffness, but that's about it. But yeah, it's tremendous versus from 3 months before to what I am at right now. I think it definitely has linked up the balance of hormones.
Yeah, those are huge. What about you, Diane?
Yeah, for me, it's just, I just feel like I've never had no inflammation in my hands in these 12 years where they felt better, but I've never had inflammation. And I don't know, you know, I feel like it all ties in. And, you know, I just think it's all of it together. And the fact that we don't have to guess at what supplements, that's the other thing I like about the program. You know, we're out there grabbing every supplement that they tell you is the latest and greatest supplement. So it's not just the food, but the supplements too. And we know what supplements to take. We don't have to guess anymore at that too.
Okay, so there's a couple questions coming in from the Facebook users and stuff. So a couple things. Number one is no more guessing on supplements is really important because most of the supplementation in our program is driven by your data. However, I do have the pain protocol. I have certain protocols for people who are in pain that's based on my experience over the last 23 years as a physician and as a functional physician. I have a pain protocol. So if anybody is interested in getting a copy of my pain protocol for supplement recommendations, write "end pain" in the comment section and someone will message you with it. End pain in the comment section. Now let's talk about supplementation. What supplementation did you think made a huge impact for you as far as pain? Real honest answers here, Monica.
That SPM and ProMove. That's magic. That is absolute magic. And magic to the extent that one day I took it and the next day I'm straight ramrod straight up from the chair. And my husband is like, "What happened to you?" It's like, that's the impact that it had on me.
The ProMove is like secret sauce. It's like super secret sauce, and it's part of our pain essentials. But I just reformulated it, and we added in proteolytic enzyme, and you just got the new, even better ProMove with the proteolytic enzymes. That's kick-ass.
Absolutely. I completely say that is the best that is out there.
What?
And this is a person who could not take any NSAIDs. I landed up in ER because every time the doctors would be giving me ibuprofen and my blood pressure would keep shooting up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So SPM and ProMove were two big supplements for you. What about you, Diane?
I didn't get those. I got the omegas. I know I'm like a fighter, not to, but I forget that there's things I can take. You know what I mean? But
You
I don't
didn't
need them
need it,
now.
girl.
I
That's the
don't need
thing.
them now.
You didn't
But
even
I
need
took
it.
the fish oil. I was taking the fish oil and the collagen and the golden balance. I was taking all those at the beginning of the program until I got my food mapping, but I still take collagen
Yeah.
and the fish oil and my own turmeric thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's, I believe that helped me a lot. Like,
But you know why? That's why those are part of our autoimmune essentials, because here's the deal. What Monica's talking about are supplements that actually decrease the inflammation. But if you look
right,
at that's why it's part of the pain protocol. But if you look at our autoimmune essentials, they're designed to calm your autoimmunity, which is causing the attack, right?
Right.
So there are different mechanisms with which it's attacking pain. So Diane's talking about the Pro Omega 1000, and if you guys get my pain protocol, I talk about the exact dosing for autoimmunity. You got to get the right quality on that fish oil, and you got to dose it right. And it takes a couple weeks, but that Pro Omega 1000 at that dose that we talk about, Diane, in the protocol is crucial. A lot of people, that's all they take for all their autoimmunity and their pain, and it works beautifully. Not everyone needs to get on, like a pain protocol. If you're calming your autoimmunity, your pain can improve without even a pain protocol list of supplements, right?
right.
Okay, awesome. So thank you, everyone. That was incredible. That was a long ass interview. But wait a minute. I had some questions here from people in the Facebook audience. Someone said, "Are hormones important for men?" And do hormones play a role in pain for men? And the answer is hell yes. You guys have seen and Diane, you've seen Julian in our program, and we have different we have men in our program as well. Estrogen dominance can affect men. Low testosterone can affect men. There's a lot of hormonal issues that affect men that can also impact on their autoimmunity and pain. So yes, we absolutely test hormones in men, and there's education around the different patterns that are in men. And the patterns are going to be different in children. There's also tons in teenagers, children, and women, and even women can have tons of different types of patterns that can contribute to pain. So you got to get personalized data. In our program, Transform Autoimmune, we do food mapping on the data. We also do hormone testing. And it's a test that we send out to you when you join our program as well. And there's also other blood work that's involved. All right, so a couple things. I want to find out now, what is something that you can do effortlessly now that 2 months ago you thought was impossible? Diane?
Walk my dog.
Walk my dog.
And so on the machine, hold the hand needle.
Hold the needle.
All the needle.
Holding the needle. What about you, Monica?
Well, getting out of the house, driving by myself, going to the store.
I think for you, cooking in your kitchen.
And cooking, of course. The cooking in the kitchen, my God, the family is just delighted. It's been, I can do now 3 hours at one whole stretch. Previously, I couldn't even stand for 3 minutes. 3 hours on my feet without pain. It was a remarkable thing for me.
Well, okay. So for those of you that are watching right now, if you want to, if you want to book a call with us, there's a website on the bottom link that you can do to book a call with us if you're interested in joining the program. If you're in the Facebook group on our Facebook page and you want to get more information to learn more about our program, you can also type in the comment section more information. And check your messages. We can answer some of those questions or point you in the right direction to offer you tons of resources. Anybody watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube or IG, please join our Facebook group, Transform Autoimmune Disease Naturally, because there's hundreds of videos in there. And on YouTube, those of you who are watching on YouTube, in my YouTube channel, can you give us a thumbs up to help us out in the algorithm on YouTube. And also, if you subscribe to our channel and you ring the bell, you'll be notified every time we have a new video. And we have tons of new videos every single week. All right. So if someone is watching this right now and they're deciding whether they book a call with us, what would you say? What would you say, Monica, to them?
You need to book that call. You need to talk to Maggie's team because you really need to get the healing. It's not that you would be getting it from a place which is just going to give you a band-aid. You really want to address your root causes and attack your autoimmunity in the right way.
Yeah. Diane, what would you say?
Same thing I tell everybody. This is for real. This isn't like some catch thing like you've tried in the past. Like most of us with pain, you try so many things and you end up not getting results. And this isn't one. You will get some results. You will get results. It's real. Do it.
Yep.
Make the call. There's nothing to be afraid of. Just do it. Like I was scared to make the call, just to make a call. Why?
Why were you scared?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was
Why
terrified.
were you scared?
Because I thought it was just another of those, like you're going to try to talk me into doing something that, oh, this will work, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
And nobody was like that. There was no pressure. There was nothing, nothing. I was like shocked. I was shocked.
Here's the thing, Diane. I mean, I'm really big on I'm a real person, real doctor, but my big thing is that the most important thing that we can do is real people and their real results. Let you guys do the talking. I don't feel like I don't think pressure works in any way whatsoever, and it's the opposite of what it is. If I even feel a pinch that somebody is like, that's not even part of the vocabulary. For me, it really is that I think you guys and your results is the most important thing, because the fact of the matter is there's a lot of people that are skeptical out there, and they should be, because what you're saying is that you've been let down a lot.
Yeah.
You've kissed a lot of frogs. And the big fear is this going to be another frog? Is this going to be another fake false promises? And so for me, that's why I'd like you guys to just do the talking, and people can choose for themselves. And I think that knowledge is power. And what you guys have done today is really share what worked for you. And you get some really specific detail and examples. So thank you for both your time.
Welcome.
And Diane, I know that this was like top of your list of life goals that you wanted to do, be live on the internet.
Actually, it's on my dream board.
It was it?
Woohoo!
Really?
And yeah.
See, it happens.
I've been asked to speak to 2 more things.
All right, ladies, thank you so much, and thanks to our live audience and your comments, and those of you who did put some words like the pain protocol in there, we'll watch your messages and we'll get that to you. Those of you who wanted food mapping information, comment food mapping, that'll be great. All right, everybody, have a great day.